What is up, people? You've got the Oracle there, and we are back on MTGO for a new draft. This time the full Ravnica block is available, which is sweet. All guilds are there. This pack is fairly decent. I think I will go with Ribbons of Night. It's probably the second best uncommon after the Celestia Guildmage. And Boros Guildmage and Pollen Bright Wings are fine cards, but I think they are worse, just worse than Ribbons of Night. Rotworm is decent, Signet is, good fixing, Fiery Conclusion not bad, but yeah, I think it's a pretty clear-cut Ribbons of Night. The other uncommon were not bad, but there was nothing that really competed with that card. Alright, well, Flight of Fancy is a card I'm always fine with playing. I might just take that. Yeah, maybe I will take that. I think it's the better blue option. I mean, Sprite is fine, but again, I think Flight of Fancy is slightly better. Not too thrilled about anything else. I mean, I could take Scattered Seed. I guess that's an option. I could go black-green this pack, then red-green with Gruul in Guild pack, and finally black-red Rakdos in Dissension and have Jund deck in the end. That could be an option. That being said, Ribbons is much better if you are playing it with blue, so I think I will go with Flight of Fancy. It's not the most exciting second pick, but it's just fairly decent. As here, unfortunately, there's not much for blue for blue deck, so I might just take the Grudian. And maybe I will regret that I did not pick Scattered Seeds, but yeah, I think Grudian is the best card here. An option would be to take Fiery Conclusion, but that's gonna be good only if I can get some cheap creatures that have entered the battlefield effect that I can sacrifice, or things like Token Producer. Otherwise, not so great. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Drooling Grudian. Alright, it be what it be. I mean, I would gladly trade that for Scattered Seeds now that I know that I have taken a Grudian, but I did not really know that earlier on. I think I will pick Strength of Undeath. Not too exciting, but there's nothing else in this pack that seems great, so yeah. I think it's fairly easy Strength of Undeath. Good news is that if we get some cards that have synergies with Aura, we do have Aura, so there is that, I guess. Those are not the two best, but it's fine. I mean, I think Fist of Ironwood and Galvanic Arc are better, but those are not bad either. Alright, well, I guess Aura Touch and Mage is great with those things. Then you have Conceal the Necrosage in blue or black, which is a very solid card. Yeah, I think the pick is between these two. Either way, no, actually, if I take Necrosage, I don't have to shift to another color. The Mage is pretty sick if you have enough good auras. Don't especially want to go into white. I guess I could, by picking that, I could go blue, white, black, and pick some Orzhov card pack 2 and then some Azarius card pack 3. Yeah, I think the Mage is quite valuable once you have picked 2 aura, so I will actually pick that. And maybe not end up playing the Grulion, but it'd be what it be. Alright, well, that's a pretty difficult pick. I mean, Clutch and Convolute are fine card, but I think the choice here is definitely between Drake Familiar and Aqueduct. And as much as I love doing fancy thing with Drake Familiar and Enter the Battlefield effect auras, I think that fixing is just too important. In full Ravnica block, you are always playing a 3-color deck, if not more. And you really need that fixing, otherwise you cannot recast things, and bounce land are great. I do like Drake Familiar a lot, but I think I will just take the solid card and pass on the fancy combo. And Transfer is probably the best card of the pack, and I don't mind playing that. You don't have to be a dedicated mill deck to make that card good. It's just a solid 4-drop that blocks a lot of things and threatens the opponent. It's quite decent. definitely better than Tattered Drake or any other nonsense. Alright, well that's a fairly late rot farm. Might just pick that, honestly. Um, it's not sure that I'll be white, I could still go into green, I guess. And even if I'm not playing green, it could be a decent option. I mean, it'd be better than a regular swamp most of the time. Another option would be to take the house guard, which is decent. I think I will go with the rot farm. It has more upside, I think. Alright, well, this pack is not too exciting. I think I will pick Fiery Conclusion. That's probably the best card. Not very likely to play that, but I'm not very likely to play anything else. Benevolent Ancestor is a fine defensive card. It's not only defensive, it makes combat quite hard for the opponent. So even if you are attacking, you can make sure your creature don't die, and it's quite a good card. I think that's pretty underrated. Guess Thug is the card I'm the more likely to play here. So we are most likely blue-black, and then maybe white or green. I'm a little bit more tempted by white, but I do have a fixing for green. Grudian could be an interesting splash if I get some ways to pro this token, which currently I don't have. I guess we'll see. That's not a bad start, though. I have 2 bounce land, one of which fix for my mana, very solid Dream of All, some nice value cards in Flight of Fancy and Strands, and then Aura Touch and Mage goes very well with that, and Entrancer is always fine, and Ancestor is decent, so that's a very decent start, as people are drafting rather slowly here, I guess. Alright, I guess that's the guy after me. That's taking a bit of time. Alright, sure. Well, I guess it's not really surprising, because in Flashback Draft, there are a decent amount of people that don't really know the cards or the set very well, so I can definitely understand that it takes a bit more time. Well, there's not much left in this pack. I think Commando is just the better and more threatening card. Like South Picker Witch is actually not too bad if you have a lot of way to pro this token, but I don't think I will end up doing that. Thirst is playable, I guess. Pretty. I don't know. On the paper, it doesn't look awful, but it's actually I've been unimpressed with, because theoretically you could just wait till they tap out and you are sure you can make an attack, equip that, get a creature, and even if they kill your creature, you still get a creature for them from the graveyard. And if they don't have an answer, that's pretty annoying. But yeah, overall that card is just pretty weak. I've been unimpressed with it. I did not play it because I don't like Aura too much unless they have Enter the Battlefield effect, but I've played against it and it was just unimpressive. Leave No Trace is a good sideboard option. Pretty decent against me, I guess, since I'm playing Auras too. But not a very good answer to Strands of Endless or Flight of Fancy, because basically you play those for the Enter the Battlefield effect and not really the effect on the creature. But it's a good sideboard option if nothing else. Alright, so we have 6 nice playable, I guess maybe 7 if I end up playing green, which is not, that's a bit light, but I have 2 lands, which is nice for the fixing. Well, that's not the most exciting or the best start I ever made, but the cards are quite powerful, goes pretty well together, so it's fine. We should find a way to get a decent deck. And Orzhov cards are very powerful, so anything like Blind Hunter, Pillory of the Sleepless, Agent of Mask, there's a lot of really good Orzhov cards, so I don't really mind being white-black at all. I mean, that is funny, but it's kinda overdrafted, I think. And if you don't have the good card, it's pretty annoying. Like, Simcore Weird is great. Augur Savant is great, Chronarch can be awesome, but when it's a bit overdrafted and you end up with just a Chronarch or just one of these 3 and not too much, it's not as strong as it can be. It's a fun guild, quite powerful, but quite overdrafted too, I think. Alright, so we should have the next pack now, sweet. Well, Belfry Spirit is awesome, like that card is straight up great. you basically get three flyer, and then you have the Hound. It is just awesome. Like, it's just the best card of the pack. It goes very well in, you know, any white deck, obviously. It's just great. Dazzling Gloom would be a fine addition. Other than that, the pack is not too exciting. Torch Drake, not great if you are not playing red, but Belfry Spirit is just awesome. Alright, sweet. That was definitely a good one to get here. And now I really want to be white. Like, this is much better than a Grudian. Not much better, it's probably quite similar. And actually, Spirit goes very well with Grudian. Those cards are very powerful together, because you can sacrifice itself, so you get the Hound to kill something, then you kill the thing you haunted to kill something else. I mean, curving Spirit into Grudian must be sick, but not sure that I'll be able to splash for green. I do have a Rot Farm, but that's a bit light, and I will probably... I'm already playing 3 colors, so splashing something else could be very risky. Alright, that pack is not great. Well, Nocturnus is a 1-turn combo with Strength of Undeath. That's not too exciting though. Other than that, it's a fairly weak creature. Conjurer's Ban is a cantrip. Pretty unexciting. I might just go with Repeal. It's a card I'm always fine playing with. Not the most exciting second pick, but yeah, there's just nothing else, so I guess it's gonna be Repeal. Well, there's another Repeal here. Smokesteed Rider is pretty good though. I mean, it's not the issue with that card is that it doesn't give fear to itself, so they just need to keep one blocker to block it, and then you can make one attack. Yeah, I think it's actually not great. Ghost Warden is a fine card though, and I think I like it more than the second Repeal, so I will go with that. That being said, we are not seeing the good and powerful Orzhov cards, which is a bit sad, but I guess it is what it is. Ooh, and that pack again is really weak. I think I will take Caustic Rain, which is a pretty good option against people that are playing a bunch of bounce lands, but yeah, that's pretty weak. Jeez. In the few last draft I've made, I've seen such good Orzhov card going late, and not many people caring about this guild, but here, yeah, it seems like someone else is drafting this. Which seems weird, because I did not get match white, and I cut the little white I got, and I think I got most good black cards, so I'm not sure why Orzhov would be cut on the other way, but apparently it's kinda cutted here. I'm definitely not getting match, or maybe the booster are just pretty weak. I mean, I did not see any really powerful card in any other color, so there is that. Alright, other Signet is not the best, but actually looking at my curve and the fact that I will need fixing, it's quite nice. I was dreaming of Blind Underbat, Agent of Math, Pillory of the Sleepless, and stuff like that, but other Signet remains a very solid pick for me, so I will not complain. Currently I have 11 playables, which is a little bit light though. I'm slightly worried about that, especially since the back were not great, and I'm probably not willing match, and I might not get a lot of other things from the next few packs, so slightly worrisome, I guess. Patriarch is not bad. Definitely better than Order of the Stars or Withstand. I think the pick is either Patriarch or Basilica. And I'm not entirely sure which one is better. I really think that fixing is important, and bounce lands are great. Now, is it better than a Patriarch? Patriarch is, you know, it cannot block, so it's not the best, especially since my deck looks pretty defensive. It's a weird card because it makes them unable to attack. It's not bad. I think I will go with the Basilica though. I really value fixing highly in this set, and I'm definitely playing a 3-color deck, so I think it's quite important. Plagued Rusalka is probably one of the more playable Rusalka actually. It also works quite well with Belfry Spirit to some extent, doing things a bit similar than with a Grudian. In worst case scenario, you can just, sacrifice it to kill a one toughness creature, so it's not bad. It's not great, but it's probably a better option than Withstand, I think. I guess I could play that. Is it good though? It's not bad. Quite threatening card. Maybe it's a good reason to splash for green. Yeah, I guess I'll try that out. It's quite, yeah. Playing for color is probably not the best thing to do, but I'll do that and we'll see what happens. Alright, Thrall is pretty good sideboard option. I think since I'm only splashing green, I don't really want Dryad Sophisticate. And Mourning Thrall is not great. I guess it's decent with the Warden to some extent. Other than that, not too appealing. Thrall is not the best though. And I do have a Leave No Trace in the side. Yeah, I think I will go with this Thrall. And if I get a few ways to pump my creatures, it could actually be decent. And early creature is quite nice to go with my auras, so yeah, I guess it's decent. Not the best, but decent. Well, Torch Drake, if you don't have red, is really unexciting, and I will not splash for a 5th color. I will just cut the Worm, which is quite good and quite threatening. And probably the card I want the least play against. That thing is... I don't know how good it is. I think it's pretty good. The issue is that given the mana cost, you will cast that pretty late on the game. And if you are casting that late, you will probably not get many spells after that. I don't think it's great, but I give it a try, I guess. This Mage Mark is probably the best because you can use it as a trick, and it's better than other Mage Mark, I think. I might want that actually. I do have a few other enchantments. It's quite decent with the Thrall. I don't like auras in general, but it might not be too bad here. Well, I don't think I want that, but I might... Yeah, I think I will just cut the Prowler. Or maybe the... Yeah, I will take that. It's a foil rare, so it's value, I guess. Probably worth 0.001 ticket, but whatever. Alright. And I'm quite glad that I took the Rot Form, because I really want to splash those 2 cards. Like, Grudian is amazing with Belfry Sprite, so I definitely can appreciate that. And I might get... Plotter is pretty good if they are playing a bunch of bounce lands. And I might play... I might get some Simic Signet in the last pack, so or Simic bounce land, so this would also help the fixing for green, which is nice. Right, Cremate could be a cantrip if I'm lacking playables. Currently I have 14 playable spells. A little bit light, but hopefully we'll get there. Is that good? Well, that's pretty good, but it requires a lot of mana. So I don't think I will pick that. Seal of Doom is just a very solid removal, I might pick that. Bond of Agony is pretty bad. Supply Demon is actually quite good, I think. If you can have the both half. So I can fetch Nephilim, Grudian. I don't have that many things to fetch. I guess Troll. I think I would play that and be happy with it, but I think that Seal of Doom is just a much better pick for me. Yeah. Cackling Flame is great, but not really in this color. And Seal of Doom is just very solid. It's probably the best card of the pack either way, so I don't... I'm very happy picking that here. Unfortunately, I cannot fetch it with the Aura Touched Mage, but, it's fine. Alright, so we have we have a sweet control deck with very solid removal, a bit of card advantage, some nice enter the battlefield effect creatures. Look sweet. The mana base does not look too bad so far. I could make it better, but it's not awful, so there is that too. Yeah, things are not looking bad. Ocular Halo, you have some fancy combo with that. I don't have anything that can abuse that. I guess it's pretty good with Aura Touch and Mage. X-Splitter is great, but I cannot really play a red card. And Rootkin is great, but double green is not something I can afford to play. I don't really like Soulsworn Jury to match. You need to keep the blue to make it efficient, and then they can just wait, and the body is not that great. Karom is fine, not too appealing. I guess the pick is between Predator and Ocular Halo. And if I can get enough fixing for green, I think Predator is slightly better, but I'm not sure that I'll get there. I'm not playing a lot of creatures. Halo and some of my creatures already have some effects. I think I will go with Predator, and hopefully I can get enough green fixing to make it good. The Psychopath. It requires a lot of black to be working efficiently, and I'm not sure that I will have enough black. It's pretty good though. But I think you need at least 3 black on the battlefield to make that efficient. Maybe I will try it out. I don't think that card is great. I mean, you could get some blowout with that, but I don't think it's very good. Paladin of Prav is a lot of mana for not match, and it's double white, which is not appealing. That pack is not great. I think I'll try out the Psychopath. Don't really like having a lot of black requirement in the 4-color deck, but there's just nothing else that I'm interested in. I think I'll pick the Signet here. Crypt Champion is great, but not really in my colors. Pure Simple, pretty decent. Wrecking Ball is probably the best card of the pack. I mean, it is the best card of the pack, but I will not splash for a 5th color. And Signet just fixes my mana, helps me cast my thing. It is just everything I want, especially now that I took the Predator. Alright, I don't remember that card being very good. Yeah, it's quite risky. It's playable, but quite risky. I think I will just go with the Chancery, which is a good piece of fixing. Yup, alright, sure. And I need 5 more playable spells. Shambler is a fine finisher, quite costly, but given the 2 Signet and the 4 bounce land, reaching 7 should not be really an issue with my deck. Walking Archive is pretty mediocre, I think. Yeah, I think I'll take the Shambler, which is a decent finisher. Might have to play Cremate just as a cantrip, because I'm currently lacking playable, so I might have to play that main deck. Not too exciting, but yeah. Because I need 3 more spells, and with 4 bounce land and 2 Signet, I definitely don't want to play 18 land or more. I want a 17 land deck, and yeah, so I definitely need more spells. That's not great. Well, I guess the best choice is Chancery, but I really need spells at that point. This is the issue. Alright, First Wing is a very solid 2-drop that I will not mind playing. Sweet. Not the best combo when you have Strands of Endless and Flight of Fancy, but it be what it be. No one wants that. Well, I don't think I want this and the Psychopaths. It would be a lot of requirement in different colors. Probably not the best. Guardian of the Guild pack is actually not bad. I think I will pick that. Unfortunately, I cannot enchant it with Flight of Fancy and Strands, which is slightly annoying, but it's a decent card, so I don't really mind playing that. Alright, despite a slight lack of playable spell, the deck does not look too bad. The mana should be decent, given all the bounce land and the Signet, even though I'm playing 4 colors. I have some solid removal, some nice creatures, some sweet interactions. So yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. 4-color control, I guess. Not sure how good this will be, but I would assume that we should be able to cast it, you know, not easily, but we should be able to cast it. Alright, the Jury, as I mentioned, is not great, but it's a very fine card. I think it's better choice than Karom. Especially when I kinda need creatures to attach my aura on, especially since 2 of my creatures cannot be equipped. Yeah, I think I like that more than Cremate, so it's good. Alright, so I think it's gonna be the main deck unless I get a very good spell later on. And I have 3 white here, 6. I guess this is 10 white. Alright, I will write down that. 10 white. Not that many blue. 6 blue. Alright, 6 blue. Well, I don't think there's anything I'm interested in. Alright, so what did I say? 10 white, 6 blue. I have 2 double black cards. This is 6. 9 black, including 2. That thing is not great, by the way, if you don't know what it does. 9 black, but 2 double black spells. And I guess 4 green, which is a decent amount, actually, of green. But yeah, I think with those lands I should be fine for the most. The issue when you are playing a lot of bounce land is that if you end up with, you know, your opening end is like 3 bounce land or 2 bounce land and spells, you cannot keep it because you cannot play anything. You need at least 1 basic. The good news is that bounce land lets you mulligan more easily because you can, if you mulligan to 6 and you have a bounce land, a basic land, and 4 spell, it's pretty much the same as if you kept a 7 with 3 land and 4 spells. So it gives you card advantage. So it's not, it's a bit problematic if you get too many of these, but it also helps you. So I think it's fine. And so I have 3 black here, 3 white. And 3 blue. Alright. I don't need many more blue sources, especially with the Signet. 2 green. Alright. I will probably add something like 2 forest, which will make 4 green sources, which is a little bit light, but I might not be able to get more. So 2 forest. Let's see what this proposes. I think 2 forests should be good to go. I don't need more than 2 islands, I think, because this is 5 with the bounce land, 6 with the Signet. I don't have any double blue, and my blue is actually very light. It is almost as light as the green. It's a black-white deck with a touch of blue and green, I would say. So, yeah, 6 blue, 4 green. But I have more blue in the... I have 4 blue sources as only 2 green. So I think 2 blue is fine. And now 4 plains means 8 white, which I don't want to go under that because of the spirit. And 3 swamp means 7 black, which I think is a little bit light. Yeah, 7 black is too light. So I will cut a forest and add 1 more swamp. And that's gonna be the mana base. Pretty nice 4-color control deck. I hope you enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I see you guys for round 1.